My OCD is showing just a little bit. Because if you read the title of the video, you know this is the sAp6, sAp7, and sAp8. Where's the 5 and 9? Oh, okay, no, we're good. Now, SMSL makes lots of things. I review lots of things. I own lots of their things. I bought all 3 of these. Thank you, Patreon. You'll get to buy at least this. I'm not sure yet. I'm definitely using this. But here's how this goes down. Which way do we start? The little one? You want to do the little one. All right. We'll do the little one. sAp7. I bought this immediately after getting the Mark IIIs. And I got the Mark IIIs and I couldn't push them on my phone, and I didn't want to have to buy a big FIO E11 or any monster like that. I just wanted something just a little, I need more. I just need a little bit more from a phone. And I had this. I brought this out. This had never gotten a review. This is the EO6. And this was actually gifted to me in a Reddit Secret Santa. They looked at my history. This guy likes headphones. Let's buy him this. Good. Happy. It works. The EO6 works. Doesn't work very well. It's maybe 5%. You see, an amplifier works based on how hard you push signal into it. So this is like a maybe 10% increase over my phone. Maybe. And it's not that clean. And I like the way that has in and outs here and here. So you could actually almost put it in line with your headphones. But it's very plasticky. It's very light. The battery lasts a decent amount of time. And it has equalization on it. You can put on some EQs. Don't. There's 3 EQs. Garbage, more garbage, and then line level input, which lowers the actual output of it. That's fine. Just drop it. So that it could work with a full 2¼ volt, which makes it useless as a portable headphone amp. So you have no EQ, which is fine. Absolutely fine. And then just 2 EQs that I've never had an EQ just fuck music up so bad. So if you need, I don't know when you get this. It's the cheapest one. It doesn't work. Yeah. You'd have to have such a low power phone to make this worthwhile. Now, the sAp7 here, I think it's twice as much as that. So that's like 22, and this is like 40. I haven't actually have the pages open, and I don't have the pages open. See, I don't have the pages open. I bought this because it's not that expensive, and it's small, and it's plain, and you got an in and out. You got a power indicator, which I'll turn it on now. You got an EQ indicator because you can again jump some EQs blue. Come on, fast press. Yep, red. And then purple, which is the same as when you put on line level on that. So it just drops the volume down, drops it down, so it doesn't clip, and then off. And the EQs on this actually do function. One adds low end, one adds a V shape, and the other is useless. So don't hate the EQs in this, I just don't use them because amplification should be flat. Alright, back to this. Mini charge, not a micro, a mini. Nothing. You got the 2 indicators, power and EQ, and then you got an output and an input. Comes with, and I'm honestly not sure if this is the exact one because I have a pile of these, but you basically just jump from your phone, like that. Turn it on, powers headphones. And like I said, this one is maybe a 10% over my phone. This one is like a 25% gain boost over my phone, which is enough. When I max this out, and I keep this at about 90%, I could easily power the T50s, or in this case, these are the T20s. I have the T40s, 20s, and 50s now. We're all going to do pad swapping videos. It's going to be wonderful. So it's also metal. It's hot. I mean, look at it. I got the purple one, and you can almost not tell it's purple, but it is purple, and it's really well put together. Better than the FIO products I've reviewed. So, go SMSL. Then I looked at these buttons, and I'm like, why are these buttons here and not on the side? And then I figured it out, and I didn't say it anywhere. I didn't read it on the internet. I figured it out in my pants. where most things get figured out. You see, I keep my phone sometimes in my back pocket, and I had the little short cable, so I had this in my back pocket, and I'm like, I wish I could change the volume, and then all of a sudden you can feel through your pants these buttons. So I don't have to take it out of my pants to adjust the volume. I just reach around, touch my butt. The bottom one, when you have it in your pants like this, which here's where the plugs come out, then you get volume down. See, that's another thing that was confusing me. Volume up is to the left, and volume down is to the right. I'm like, why is... Oh, that's why. Because it's meant to be used vertically. If you put it in your front pocket of your... You know that little pocket in your jeans that no one fucking uses? The one that's above the... Perfect. You got a slightly longer cable than this. You got a straight cable. You drop this son of a bitch in there, and you could just feel 4 buttons. All right, that one's down, that one's up. I accidentally hit EQ once or twice, but, you know... I think that's a design feature. If it's not a design feature, it's an awesome design flaw. Comes with 2 cock rings, a slightly big one, and then a really tiny... Like, this one hardly fits over the unit itself. So I don't know what you're supposed to attach with that. Maybe just to loop wires under it. But yeah, baby cock rings. Big cock ring. And it doesn't have an auto-off feature, which has left me without an amp several times, because I have to remember to hold that, and then it'll shut off. Because it doesn't auto-shut off. So it'll just die. I've killed this thing probably 6 times without meaning to. But I'm starting to get the hang of it now. I'm starting to get the hang of, okay, I need to pay attention to what I'm doing, or it's going to die. sAp8. Now these are all just headphone amps. There's no DACs involved in this. So why is a sAp8 here? What does it do special? XLR inputs. Why? Well, that's a damn good question, people. You see, let me discuss XLRs right now in this video. I'm sure it'll come up again and people will always ask, but what is the fundamental difference between RCA and XLR? Well, RCA has positive and negative, and it runs around 2¼ volt. Where XLR has positive, negative, and ground. And it runs in a higher voltage. It runs around 6 volt. And it has error correcting, where it sends the signal in a positive and in a negative, opposite each other. And it does error checking, so that if something is wrong, it could just average out what has gone wrong. And the reason it's good is for professional studios, where, you know, Lady Gaga is singing in a room 23 feet over there. You need to run that signal to your mixing board here. And you've got, like, it's got to go down and under the floor and around past electrical, and you've got 40 feet of signal cable. Do not run an RCA 40 feet, or you will pick up every quark flying through the cosmos will just end up in... That's why people get shilled into buying expensive RCAs. Oh, it's got to block the interference. And in short runs, 6 foot, 8 foot, you're usually fine, unless you're running it through a microwave. But at a studio, literally there's microwaves everywhere. There are people just making burritos everywhere, and you're going to get all the interference. So they have to use this connector. It's a better connection. It's bigger. And usually when something has it, it's more expensive. But if you're doing a 2-foot run, there is no audible difference between these two. You're doing a 6-foot run, there's probably no audible difference. You're doing a 15-foot run, you may want to start getting over to XLR, 20-foot yet, and just, yes, after that, it's this. That's why you can go and watch a concert where Billy Joel is singing into a microphone that's wired, and the wire's 100 feet long, and it doesn't sound like garbage because of XLR. So, I had to try it. I had to see. Now, these are only, again, 6-footers, so it's not going to make a huge bit of difference for me. But there are some people out there who just believe in XLR as a superior. If it's not hooked up XLR, you know, just retire and go home. Bring up some music. I might even plug the sAp7 in again, but tessellate, we're on this. I need an adapter. Now the power plug for this, and I'm going to bring that up because we're going to get to the 6 in a second, is a 12 volt, I think 1 amp. Yeah, I have my control freak intercepting the outputs from this, and this is actually lowered. So let me raise that. to 0. Raise that. Fully. Oh my god. It's not that powerful a headphone amp is the thing. I got it, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be fucking dedicated XLR, it's gonna be a monster. It's really not. It's well built. It has a little bit of a damage mark right here on the volume, like right where they cut that notch is like, there's like a piece of it shooting up. I just got rid of it. So, I mean, quality control in the case is great. Once you straighten that out, it's fine. It's well built, it looks nice. This is going to go on my recommendations list, for sure. It's got the switch here, RCA or XLR, and obviously I've got it set to XLR, but I don't think I'd ever use it. Not like this. I don't know of any person who's watching this video right now who has the need for this, unless you're going to legitimately extend your headphone amp 25 feet or more away from your signal source. Then why are you bothering with this? There are other smaller... Here's the thing. Don't buy it for the XLR. Buy it because it's a relatively powerful, clean, inexpensive headphone amp. I have no issues with it. Look, the power indicator, green. And when you shut it off, red. Already sold. Already sold. I don't need to be sold anymore. Now I'm sold. So, this gets the nod, although I don't know if the XLRs are actually going to help anybody. Honestly. I wish it was I wish the transformer for this was like a 36 volt. It was just a kick-ass monster. It's not. It runs my Mark IIIs. I get to call them Mark IIIs. It doesn't matter what denomination it is. But yeah, don't, you know, if you buy this or have bought it and are using XLRs, tell me the scenario. I want to know. And now we move on to the sAp6, which may or may not even be sold anymore. I had never seen it. Amazon's got it with 0 reviews, and I'm like, oh, is that new? I don't know. Should I buy this? Yes, I should buy this. Yeah, I saw this plug on the Amazon photos, and I went, well, that's fucking different. I better buy this. So it's around $60 for the sAp6. And again, it may not even exist anymore. It might be sold out entirely because it's apparently came out in 2014 or 2012, or it's old. It's an older model. But if you can buy one, buy one. It's smaller than all the other. It's small. It's baby. It's chibi. It's the chibi headphone amp. It only has a 3.5. It doesn't have a quarter, which, again, I don't care about quarter for quality. There's no quality difference. I care about it for longevity's sake. You could yank on a 1/4 inch and it won't fucking do a thing. You can yank on a 3.5 millimeter. I've broken many. But now we're here for this. You see, just like my own here, this has a special external power brick. Where this is a 12 volt DC and this is like 9 volts DC. The own, is dual 12 volt rails. And I'm not sure if it's DC or AC, I have to check. But I'll tell you what this is. This is dual 15 volt AC rails that come in. And the reason that you have two, the reason this is a look, you ready? Are you ready for this? Why I bought it? I get to screw in, like the pressure valves on a submarine, the power adapter. As soon as I saw that, I was sold on, I need to try this. It only has a 3.5 millimeter input, which means you have to buy an adapter wire. If you use RCAs, like I do, you need to buy an adapter like this, or some series of adapters, or just use... The perfect setup for this would be like an ODAC, a non-RCA ODAC, just like on the bottom, and then one of these wires just pooping it into the top from the 3.5 millimeter out, and you'd have the most adorable little setup. It'd be adorable. Your girlfriend needs to get a better headphone amp DAC, ODAC, sAp6 if you could find it. So it's lacking in connectivity. I don't like the fact that it's got only a 3.5 in the front. But wow. But wow. So now they're all sold out because I just said but wow and pointed at it. And that is the Z effect. Plug my stuff in. The push-pull 15 volt AC amplifier. Am I playing? Yes, I am. Oh, okay, it's way too loud. This thing has balls. The balls I thought this was going to have for being so big and delicate are in this. And it's not sold anymore. So, if you can't find it on the link below on Amazon, go to eBay, go to AliExpress, go to Alibaba, literally go to China and ask about it. Because I love this little thing. It sounds infinitely powerful. And I've used like these are decently powered amps. This is a strong powered amp. This is only decently powered amp. This thing pushes fudge all day. I guess audio fudge. It packs the audio fudge. It sounds so responsive. I mean, I'm a big advocate of like most amps sound the same. Most amps sound the same. I said the stack here had a little bit more in the highs going on. Again, that could have been the DAC or the amp. But the Aoun is like the smooth baby. And this is just good. And this is an energetic fucking amp. That's why I saved it for last. This is my favorite of the group. The sAp7 works as expected. Has a few little quirks that I like. A few quirks I don't like. This, respected. It's cheap enough. But if you said I could get the sAp6 or sAp8, I'm taking the sAp6. If you could find it. It's just, it's a murderer. It's a little bit, and here's the thing. Because of this power connector, it doesn't even get warm. There's a picture online of the internals. It's got nothing in it. Nothing is inside of this. It's like 7 components. And 2 little capacitors like bent crooked. It looks like ass, but it doesn't sound like ass. Here, let's switch this on for a second. Yeah. I don't want to gloat too much over the sAp6 because you're probably not going to be able to buy it, and that's going to be sad. Alright, max this out. Yeah, the sAp7 is doing good. Oh, God. See, that's the thing. I am pushing a full 2.5 volts. So there we go. Yeah, it's definitely a warmth on blue. It brings up the highs. It really makes them nice and sweet on red. And now I can put it on purple and actually use the function. Yeah. So it actually matters plugged into a full line out DAC. Power, 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 and there we go. And it actually soft fades out. When you put on the EQs, it soft fades in the EQs. When you shut it off or turn it on, it soft fades up and down. Good. That's good. This is good, but it's like, why? Why this? But, you know, who cares? If you want this form factor and you need a decent headphone amp, it's a decent headphone amp. It's like K5 levels. Maybe a little under the K5. But then this son of a bitch, lower that a lot. Like it just, maybe it's bringing up the low end. Maybe the bass is coming up, and I'm just determining that as wrong, or better. I love this little thing. I love this little thing. I like this thing. I love this. If you can get a sAp6, do so. It's adorable. It's adorable. Any girl or guy who likes adorable things will love it. And I got it in gold because it was the only color I could find. This might be my go-to, like, if I just need an amp. Because here's the thing. This is just an amp, and this is just an amp, and this is an amp DAC combo, and I'm borrowing this Valley 2, which that'll get its own review. But for I just need to test with an amp, I might whip out the sAp6 a couple times. It just sounds so sweet. It sounds like it's got power beyond what a normal headphone amp does. So, alright. Alright. It's just alright. Everything here is great. everything is the greatest in the world. No, it's not. This is meh. This has not enough power to impress me, really, but is a solid headphone amp. This thing is the high end of tonight's events. And of course the sAp7, if you need to power your Mark IIIs on the go, this will do it. Again, you're going to max this out and keep your phone at like 90%, but for like $45, I keep changing the price. Whatever I paid for it, I don't know. Check links. For the build quality of it, for the solidness, I could just fling this against the wall and it would probably damage my wall way more than I would damage it. And the little butt buttons, you can feel them in your butt. Acceptable. Good luck with the sAp6.